Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to film on a wall that I haven't done a vlog on yet, and that is the roof here. It's a pretty fun set, and there's actually a climb that I thought would be a great example for showing you my process for working out some shorty beta. So this climb is definitely burly, big moves, compression side of things, and I am having trouble with a big move in the middle. And I've been trying to figure out a different method through, and so I just wanted to show you my process for that. To start, what I'm going to do is just climb the boulder from the start until the move that I'm having trouble with. And for this first try, I'm going to try it the intended way. I do think that there is value in at least trying it the quote tall or intended way just to see how it feels. There have definitely been times where I thought I couldn't do the intended beta and just didn't try it, and then ended up doing it that way anyway. So I say it's always worth a try or two with the intended way just to suss out and see if it's a possibility. That's a big move. So that's the intended beta, and part of what I think the problem is that my arms are so spanned out that it's hard to generate. And so the next thing that I tried, and I'll show you here, is trying to come in to the donut where my left hand was with my right hand, just to try and make that span a little bit less and see if I can generate better. So that move is still really big, and it actually changes my hip position to where I can only push off of the one right foot, and it got about the same distance as I did with the previous method. So next, what I'm going to try is seeing if I match where my left hand is, if I can do the rest of the boulder, trying to figure out where I want to end up for this next move so that I can work backwards from there. All right, that's good information to know. I can finish the boulder if I am matched on that left hand. So now I have to figure out how to get into that position. And what's tricky about this match is that it's a similar problem to what I was having with the big dynamic move, where my right hand is so far away from my left hand that I'm holding a lot of tension through it. And so it's going to be difficult to release that tension. So my job now is to figure out a body position in which I can release that right hand slow enough to come in and match that hold. When I climbed into the matched position, my right foot naturally went into that donut hold. It's actually pretty good, and I can kind of cam it and get a lot of weight through my foot that way. So that's good information to know. And then as far as the other options I have, there are the feet below, the spikes below that I was trying to jump off of, and then there's that spike next to the left hand that I used in that try where I moved my right hand into the donut. So those are the available options. I wanted to first try the match from the closer right hand, because with the right hand being closer, it's less tension to release and can help make the come in slower. But the problem was that when I tried to put my right foot in the donut, my hand was in the way. It felt close, but there just wasn't quite enough room for both of them. So this time I'm going to try using the further right hand and still trying to get my right foot into that donut. On that go, when I put my right foot in, it just felt like too much tension and there wasn't enough stability to release the right hand. And it felt like I did need some sort of other compression or opposition to let go of the right hand. So then what I tried to do was put my left foot in the donut and get a bicycle with where my right hand is. But it's actually not a great hold to try and toe hook. So that didn't feel super plausible. Of the 3 options that I tried there, I think trying to hand-foot match in the donut was actually the closest. So I have to figure out how to make room for the right foot and see if I can make that happen. Here's a better look at this donut hold. So there's really not a ton of room for both. That time it almost felt like I could hold the tension with just my left foot, but not quite. So I wonder if I can maybe just get my right foot up into the donut, but maybe not necessarily try to fully cam it until I match. We'll see. To talk a little bit more about the being short topic, while there definitely is a bias towards the average height male climber in our industry, it's okay to acknowledge that reality, but also it's important to find ways to move forward and to deal with what is currently the reality. So for me, it can be frustrating to come across a climb whose grade is within my ability and be stumped by a big move, but it also presents an opportunity for me to try and figure it out. And on a climb like this, where I know I can do the beginning, I know I can do the finish, it can become kind of a fun puzzle of figuring out my own method. That was a little ridiculous. That was interesting. So I had my right foot on a spike, left heel hook, and came in. And then the transition out of that was also hard. I got my right foot back into the donut, but it was pretty strenuous. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rest for a bit, and I'm gonna see if I can repeat that beta and maybe think of a better way to transition out of it. And then I'll try it from the start if that works. Well, I am not consistently sticking that move, so I don't want to try it from the bottom yet because I want to have confidence that I can stick it if I get there. And the time where I stuck it and was able to transition out of it, it felt not that bad, and I'm having trouble finding that body position again. So what I'm going to do is look back through the videos and see if there's anything super obviously different about what I did that time, or if it's just a low percentage move. I think I figured it out, sort. I think I need my right hip to be on the left side of that volume so it doesn't get caught on the other side. And I need it to also be somewhat open and not totally turned to have some compression. So I was able to repeat the move, and I am a little skeptical about how possible it's going to feel climbing in from the start, but I'm going to rest and I'll give it a shot and we'll see. Well, at least I stuck the match from the start, but once my feet picked, I was just too gassed to try and get my foot back on and slid off. So I'm going to rest a little bit and then try it one more time, and then I might just save it for another day where I'm more fresh, because this is definitely really, really physical and tiring climbing. So good rest, try it one more time, and then if I don't do it, I'll have to come back. Yay, yeah, I felt good on the come-in match and was able to hold it together. I definitely got pretty pumped at the top and was moving slowly, but psyched I was able to keep it together and finish up the climb. So hopefully that offers you some insight into my process for figuring out beta. And yeah, it was great to be able to see this one through. And for more on the topic of being short and climbing, I actually just did a podcast interview on the Average Climber podcast. I will link it in the caption so you can go check that out if you want to hear more on my thoughts about being short. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.